This is the most expensive home scale at this point, and it has some really cool features that you will want to see.
Hey, it's too many lies, too many lies. Ay.
This is the new weight scale from Withings. It's called Body Scan, just released like less than a year ago. It comes at $400, so it's pretty expensive for a weight scale, but it has some really cool features that we'll go through now. First of all, why would you need something like this kind of body scale? Well, we all want to work out, want to get our bodies better, get them healthier. All people have different kind of body composition goals, and if you want to have some progress, you want to check that progress through some periods of time. We can do that, of course, by doing some DEXA scans or some other measurements in a lab and things like that, but it's kind of expensive to do that, and also you can do it like once per 2 months, 3 months maybe. But if you have something like this at your house, at your disposal, you can come every morning, get out the bed, take your body scan and everything and all the cool feature it has, and you can have more tracking with your progress, so you can see on a daily basis how's it going, your body fat, blah blah blah, things like that. So it has, like I said, a couple of really great features that I want to get into. So like I said, this weight scale costs somewhere around $400, and also depends on the shipping for your country and also like the customs maybe you will have. But it came with amazing packaging, and it's expected because it's so expensive, right? But amazing packaging and has a ton of features, like I said, so maybe the money is worth it in the long run when you get something like this. If you also have like a watch connected, like I have my Apple Ultra watch, it gives you even more options and more data about things, for example like sleep qualities and things like that. Some of the things we'll go to. If you have another device connected, I'm guessing maybe even like a Oura ring or things like that, it will give you even more data. So let's start with the weight scale. So why is it the most expensive weight scale and how it differs from the other weight scales on the market? One of the most important things is because this weight scale has more sensors. So most of the weight scales, you only step on them, it gives you sensors from the feet up to the pelvis, and then it finishes. With the body scan from Withings, it's really great because it has this small bar which will also have sensors sent from your upper body. So you step on it like a usual weight scale, right? But also you have these sensors, like I said, for the upper body, which will give you more relevant data. The sensors come from the upper body, lower body, from every extremity. So basically put more sensors gives you more accurate data. It will give you where you have muscle in certain areas, where you have fat mass and things like that, which is pretty good to get you the perfect image that you can see on some things that maybe you can work on, where you can focus and things like that. As far as the aesthetic goes, as you can see, it's black. It has that mirror looking look, kind of like a glass, but sometimes that's bad because it's black, and as you can see, maybe dust will set up and it's easily visible, but you can wipe it out with wet wipes or anything you can have. It's really nice, it's good looking. Maybe in the future they can add up some new colors, like maybe get a white or maybe gray and things like that. At the beginning, let's talk about the software a bit more. First, with the app and everything, I was having some trouble downloading and finding the app at the beginning. Maybe it's my country because it's kind of difficult to get things set up here, but eventually I found it and things like that. I had some issues also with profiles with the users and things. Eventually I could talk to the people that do their technical support on Instagram. I was texting them and they were pretty cooperative, so they immediately got back at me, texted me this, try that. So definitely that's a good thing when you have that kind of technical support. Eventually I got it fixed, but sometimes it still messes me up. For example, when I measure myself, the data is all good, but when I switch profiles and when I get a measurement from one of my other clients, if someone has a similar weight on things like that, maybe it can say, yo, this is Mate and this is not Anatoly. So that's a problem a little bit because I want to have accurate data about my clients, but eventually maybe in the near future they can fix that. As far as the battery goes, it's really good. I've had this weight scale for like 2 months for now, and it's still at 70% with only one charge at the beginning. So I think it's a C-type charge that you charge it once, and I don't know how much time it will last, but definitely a long period of time. Well, let's talk about some of the features it has so that I can get more in depth about the data that you will get from this product, maybe if you want to buy it. So first, let's talk about oxygen saturation. So oxygen saturation is basically reflecting the amount of oxygen you have in your red blood cells. The results, of course, can vary from your health score, from the environment also, and from the measurement performed. So let's say you constantly measure and you see that it's constantly under 95%. 100%, that might be a problem and you can go to a doctor to get it more in-depth checked. This is extremely important, honestly, because it comes as a fifth vital sign of life, along with pulse, respiratory rate, blood pressure, and body temperature. The next parameter we will check is the nerve health. The nerve health gives an indication of your nervous system sweat gland activity in your feet. The score is basically from 0 to 100. If your score is somewhere under 50, that may indicate signs of neuropathy, but if your score is over 50 somewhere, basically this will depend on your lifestyle, whether you have it healthy or not. Think of things like hydration, sleep quality. If you improve those things, your nerve health will eventually improve. Of course, here sits also nutrition, the way you eat, and also your physical activity. Improve those 4 or 5 things and you will get a better nerve health score. Next up, we got ECG, electrocardiogram, which is very crucial and important measurement. Many people do it in the hospitals, checkups, regular checkups and things like that. Why it's really good is because when you do it in the hospitals and things like that, you usually do it with 12 sensors, which is the most accurate. The watch, for example, this Apple Ultra watch has only 1 sensor. It also has an option to measure your ECG, but the weight scale has all of the sensors. It has 6 sensors, so it's pretty accurate for a home use. And for example, if you have a bad score, you can go to the doctors, check up with more accurate measurements, and eventually see if there are some problems with your body. So what it basically does is recording of the heart's electrical activity through repeated cardiac cycles. Normal sinus rhythm basically means that the heart is going through a normal pattern from 50 to 100 beats per minute. So that's all about that nerd stuff. I had to get a little bit smart on your asses so you can learn some of these things. But now let's hop into what most of the people are interested in, and that's the body composition, the things that this scale offers. So for example, we take these measurements, we want to see how much muscle mass we have, how much fat mass we have, where we have it, also which the 6 sensors that it has will give you that information. Like we previously said, this is important especially for the progress. You can track your progress better with these data and measurements that you will have. You can see the water mass, like I said, lean body mass. For example, you go through a program, you do a also nutrition program for a month, and you can track the progress and see if you have any or not, whether you should make some changes or you should not. Let's take fat mass for an example. It's very important for us. It regulates the temperature. It's also very important for energy, and as we know, it's also very important for regulating the hormones. What we have measured is visceral fat and also subcutaneous fat. Visceral fat is found in our trunk area, basically around vital organs. You can see it somewhere around the stomach, the liver, the intestines, and some other. Subcutaneous fat is the type of fat that is stored just under the skin. So the visceral fat index is from 1 being the lowest and up to 20 being the highest, and of course the lower the number, the better for you. We also have the measurement of lean body mass, which is basically the total amount of your body minus the fat mass that you carry on your body. Muscles and organs have a higher metabolic rate than fat, meaning that optimal percentage of lean mass will boost your metabolism and make it easier for you to maintain the healthy weight you want. Let's go into some water mass now. That is the next measurement. Your body is approximately 60% of water. It's really important also for regulating temperature, lubricating your joints. It will also hydrate your skin. So we all know that water is very important for our body to function on a daily basis. So for example, the lungs are, I think, 83% of water. The bones are 31% of water. The brain and the heart are 73% of water. So the normal percentages varies from women to men and babies also. For women, it's somewhere around 45% to 60%. From men, it's 50 to 60, 65%. And for babies, it's much higher. It's up to like 70-75%, and as they grow it will get lower, and also varies for women in pregnancy. So checking this measurement is extremely important. You can check where you are with your water levels. As you saw, it has many benefits, so getting that daily hydration is extremely important, and this weight scale can help you see where you're at with your water gains. One other important measurement is also the pulse wave velocity, which is the measurement of arterial stiffness, and it's also an independent predictor of cardiovascular risk. So basically very important for maybe the elderly, but it's really important that you stay stable on the scale, because sometimes it will give you an error about this measurement. You have to stay stable. The temperature has to be normal, stable also. If you get outside in a hot environment or colder, it will not give you this measurement. And the last measurement we have is one of the most beneficial recovery tools that we rarely take seriously, and that is sleep. Sleep is very important, like I said, for recovery, especially if you put your body through many stresses like exercising or things like that. that. And if you don't get the good quality, amount of hours of course too, but also eventually your body will go down in the health score like we said previously. For this measurement, it's very important that you have attached something that can track your sleep throughout the night. For example, if I am wearing my Ultra watch when I go to sleep, it has those sensors that will be sent to the scale, and the scale can then provide more data about it. It will give me data about my sleep quality, the amounts of sleep I've had in deep sleep, REM sleep, light sleep. It also measures the interruptions that you had throughout the night. For example, if you got up once or twice maybe to go to the bathroom, even if you didn't get out the bed, maybe you woken up from some dream and things like that, it gives you those. And from all those components, it gives you like an overall grade of your sleep, which you can see and track and manage to do some things to get better at your sleep. For example, like we say, 3 to 1 hour before you go to sleep, reduce the amount of technology, the light and things like that. Also, like, don't have a crowded, noisy area, have everything turned off, have it dark, have a cool temperature, and eventually your sleep should get better. Also improving your circadian rhythm, which is, for example, going to bed and getting up at the same time as much as you can throughout the whole week will get your sleep better, because your body will get used to sleeping in that certain pattern that you go to sleep, for example, at 12 and get up at 6, 7. It will be better for you. It has some also cool features that will help you achieve some better scores in certain areas. For example, how to improve your sleep, how to improve your fitness, reduce weight, increase weight, how to get a better measurement, for example, in the nerve health and things like that. Like I said about the sleep quality, it gives you the score. For example, last night I had a really bad sleep, as you can see. I have a grade of 35, which is really bad. I had 5 interruptions. The depth was really bad, as you can see. It gives you data about everything. It's really cool, and especially if you're an athlete or someone that really works with their body, it's important to invest in something like this so that you can measure these things and improve them so you can stay injury-free, and also your performance will be on a new level. You can have the ECG played on your phone, and also with what is really cool, you can send this to a doctor without going to the doctor, and he can see it, and from that it can tell you whether you should visit or not. This is a really cool part, the body composition breakdown, which has also this segmental body composition, which gives you this 3D animation, which is really cool. And for example, if I go to my trunk, it will give me where I have the most fat mass, and also I can switch it to muscle mass and where I have the most muscle mass. And it will give you the average score of the users of the app. So for example, I'm high rank because of these pythons, baby. So basically, those are all the measurements and the options you have from this weight scale. Comment down below if you think that this is worth it, what's your favorite option and things like that. Whether you're willing to invest sufficient funds in a thing like this, because $400 for a weight scale is pretty much, but like you saw, it has a ton of features, which now maybe young people and things like that don't see it as very important, but eventually when you grow up, and like I said, if you're a professional athlete, you want to invest in something like this so that you can stay injury-free and also boost your performance. If you're familiar with Bryan Johnson, that is the guy that invests approximately $2 million per year to invest in his body. He's trying to reverse his aging, which is really successful for now. He uses this Withings Body Scan and uses it on a daily basis. So if he uses it and he's successful, maybe we should definitely incorporate some of those things. So that is our honest opinion about the Withings Body Scan. We are not sponsored by them. We don't get anything from them, honestly. We just wanted to see how it works and the things that it will provide for us. For now, it's good. We'll see in the near future how it goes, whether maybe a new scale will come up. So we don't get a percentage, but maybe you can like this video and subscribe to our channel to give us the gratitude for showing you this information. And we will see you in the next video. Peace.